First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Reports of standing committees. Third reading and passage of uncontested local bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? The chair hears none and the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 892 by Representative Dungeon of the 25th to provide for the creation of a community improvement district in Forsyth County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 893 by Representative Beverly of the 143rd to provide a homestead exemption from Bibb County ad valorem taxes for county purposes.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 894 by Representative Peake of the 141st to amend Chapter 45 of Title 33 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to continuing care providers and facilities.
Health and Human Services.
House Bill 895 by Representative Hightower of the 68th to amend Chapter 3 Title 1 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to laws and statutes.
Judiciary.
House Bill 896 by Representative Beverly of the 143rd to amend an act entitled An Act to Create the Macon-Bibb County Commission Enhancement Authority.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 897 by Representative Dungeon of the 25th to amend Chapter 2 of Title 20 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to elementary and secondary education.
Education.
House Bill 898 by Representative Pack of the 108th to amend Title 39 and 49 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to minors and social services.
Juvenile justice.
House Bill 899 by Representative Cooper of the 43rd to amend Code Section 37-7-12.1 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated related to unlicensed personal care homes.
Health and Human Services.
House Bill 900 by Representative Harrell of the 106th to amend Code Section 48-8-3.2 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to estate sales tax exemption for machinery and other items used in manufacturing.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 901 by Representative Dickerson of the 113th to amend an act entitled An Act to Provide a New Charter for the City of Porterdale.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 902 by Representative Dungeon of the 25th to amend an act creating the State Court of Forsyth County.
Judiciary.
House Bill 903 by Representative Jones of the 62nd to amend Part 2 of Article 3 of Chapter 14 of Title 44 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to reversion of conveyances to secure debt.
Banks and banking.
House Bill 904 by Representative McCall of the 33rd to amend Code Section 12-2-2 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to permit applications and appeals procedure relative to laws enforced by the Environmental Protection Division.
Natural Resources and Environment.
House Bill 905 by Representative Holcomb of the 81st to amend an act to incorporate the City of Brookhaven into DeKalb County.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 907 by Representative Holcomb of the 81st to amend an act creating a new charter for the City of Chamblee.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Bill 907 by Representative Powell of the 32nd to amend Chapter 60 of Title 36 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the general provisions regarding provisions applicable to counties and municipal corporations.
Public Safety and Homeland Security.
House Resolution 1215 by Representative Brockway of the 101st applying for a convention of the states under Article 5 of the United States Constitution.
Judiciary.
House Resolution 1216 by Representative Chanel of the 120th honoring the life of Trooper John Dixon Morris.
Transportation.
House Resolution 1223 by Representative Parrish of the 158th honoring the life of Mr. Albert Sidney Sid Newton.
Transportation.
Senate Bills 291 by Senator Underman of the 45th to amend Article 1 of Chapter 6 and Title 49 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions relative to the services for the aging.
Human Relations and Aging.
Senate Bill 292 by Senator Underman of the 45th to amend Chapter 2A of Title 31 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the Department of Public Health.
Human Relations and Aging.
Senate Bill 296 by Senator Tollison of the 20th to amend Part 1 of Article 7 of Chapter 3 of Title 12 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating
Natural
to the
Resources and Environment.
That completes first readings.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
HB 887 by Representative Houston of the 170th, a bill relating to licensing of persons engaged in tobacco business. HB 888 by Representative Holt of the 112th, a bill to provide a homestead exemption from the City of Rutledge ad valorem taxes. HB 889 by Representative Weldon of the 3rd, a bill relating to regulation of the practice of law. HB 890 by Representative Atwood of the 179th, a bill relating to fees for sheriff services. HB 891 by Representative Fleming of the 121st, a bill relating to elections and primaries. HR 1198 by Representative Coomer of the 14th, resolution honoring the life of Trooper First Class Donald Francis Langston, dedicating a bridge in his memory. HR 1199 by Representative Kidd of the 145th, a resolution committing Mr. Bobby Eugene Parham and dedicating a bridge in his honor. HR 1200 by Representative Roberts of the 155th, a resolution honoring the life of Trooper James David Young and dedicating a road in his memory. HR 1201 by Representative Gordon of the 163rd, a resolution encouraging the City Council of the City of Savannah to adopt a local ordinance authorizing and regulating street food vending. Through second readers.
Reports of standing committees. The clerk will read.
Representative Stevens in the 164th District, Chairman of the Committee on Economic Development, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Economic Development and Tourism has under its consideration the following bill of the House and has instructed me to report back the same to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 791, do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Gerald Green. Representative Jan Tankersley, the 160th District Chairman of the Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination has under its consideration the following bills of the House and has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 851, do pass. House Bill 862, do pass. House Bill 871, do pass. House Bill 873, do pass. House Bill 879, do pass. House Bill 880, do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Jan Tankersley, the 160th District.
Mike, Doug. I want to let you know the bill you dropped on those solar panels.
Yes, sir.
The realtors were all around here all day yesterday.
Yeah.
They see it as a real threat.
Yeah, I talked to Keith Hatcher. That's just a mistake in how it was drafted. We weren't trying to gore their ox at all. We were just trying to work on the financing side. It only gores the power company's oxes, not realtors. So I told Keith, and he even put on his little thing to hand it out. I will change the wording to make them happy, to make sure the realtors don't have any issue with it.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think they were being paranoid, but doesn't hurt. You know that the lobbyists get paid to be paranoid.
Right.
So
private property rights disappear all the time, and we never see them go.
yeah. Well, this would. Yeah.
Appreciate your.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't intention to do that.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we're about to go on to the local calendar. Don't leave. Third reading and passage of uncontested local bills. One bill on the local calendar relates to homestead exemption and requires a recorded 2/3 roll call vote for passage. If there is no objection, we will vote on the local calendar as a whole with a recorded vote. Hearing none, it is so ordered. The clerk will read the local calendar.
House Bill 851 by Representative Coleman in the 97th, Gwinnett County. House Bill 862 by Representative Geisinger, the 48th, Fulton County. House Bill 873 by Representative Gassaway, the 28th, Stevens County. House Bill 879 by Representative England, Barrow County. House Bill 880 by Representative England, Barrow County. House Bill 871 by Representative Sims, Jeff Davis County.
Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered on the local calendar? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall these bills now pass? All those in favor of passage of the bills on the local calendar will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of the bills on the local calendar. The ayes are 166, the nays are 0. These bills, having received the requisite constitutional majority, are therefore passed. This House will be in order. House will be in order. Chair recognizes Representative Mosby to introduce the Doctor of the Day. Representative Mosby.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you the Doctor of the Day. The Doctor today is Kathy Allen. She is board certified in internal medicine, received her undergraduate degree from the Medical University of South Carolina, and completed her residency at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Dr. Allen has experience at Emory University, primary care, and Georgia Institutes of Technology Student Health Services. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome our Doctor of the Day, Dr. Allen.
Very glad to be here and hope you have a very productive day.
All right, we're about to take up morning orders. This House will be in order. House will come to order. Chair will ask all members to please take their seats. If you need to transact business, we have places for you to go outside the chamber for that purpose. We will give members respect and attention when they're in the well. Chair recognizes for a morning order Chairman Mike Chokas. Chairman Chokas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the House. We've got a gift for you on your desk from the Court-Appointed Special Advocates for Children. It's CASA Day here at the Capitol, and this morgue is supposed to be real good. If y'all don't want it, I'll take it because I'm kind of hungry. But anyway, thank you very much for that. And there's also a luncheon at the Sloppy Floyd, a drop-in luncheon at the Sloppy Floyd building from 11:45 to 1. So please stop by if you can, and we greatly appreciate what the CASA people do for our children and taking care of them and supporting them in the best way they can. Thank you very much.
Chair recognizes Representative Harbin for a morning order. Representative Harbin. We'll come back to him. Chair recognizes Representative Williams for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of this body, we have in the gallery today seniors from the Lew Walker Center, Hidden Hills Subdivision, and the National Council of Negro Women. Ruby Torbert Williams, my lovely wife, she's in the back in the corner over there with her friend Myra. There are some that are taking up, you know, once you retire, you start taking up new adventures such as skydiving, scuba diving, ski shooting, cliff diving, and some are traveling around the world. I would like to give a shout out today to Rosa Park. Today is her birthday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield the well. And they will be having a lunch in room 514 at CLOB. You can come by and see them then. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield the well.
Chair recognizes Chairman Lynn Smith, Representative Stover, the Majority Whip, Representative Ramsey, and Representative Von Epps for a morning order.
Good morning, everyone. We have a wonderful group of students from Coweta County. It's named the Noonan Youth Council, and their driver and their advisors. They're standing over here in my left, your right. If you'll give them a warm House of Representatives welcome, please. You want to say anything? Thank you very much.
Chair recognizes the Dean of the House, Chairman Smyrie, for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I can ask Representative Fryer and Representative Peake. This is for Habitat for Humanity, and I want to first of all thank Speaker Ralston and Chairman Terry England and the gentlemen that are standing here with me, including Representative Chiokas and Representative Frye and Representative Peake, for signing the resolution declaring today as Habitat for Humanity. As you know, Habitat for Humanity is one of our biggest state-supported organizations representing Habitat for Humanity all over, affiliates across the state of Georgia. So we thought it not a robbery to come and give them thanks to all the work that they do around the state and assisting our citizens across the state with all of the work that they do. So at this time, I want to ask Representative Fryer and then Representative Pete Chilk if they'd like to say anything.
Thank you, sir. Up in the gallery, we have a couple of folks that are hard working for your constituents. If you could stand up, please, and recognize Harold Tessendorf and Paul Brown. They are executive directors of a couple of affiliates in the state of Georgia. And just so you know, that Habitat for Humanity has been working in the state of Georgia since 1976. We build homes for hard-working families. They're folks you see every day. Over the years, we're currently the 6th largest builder in the United States. So when you see your small, seemingly small Habitat affiliate in your community, recognize that it's part of a larger machine. Since we've been in the state of Georgia, we've generated $2.9 billion worth of economic development through single-family housing, and that's a number that should be recognized. I appreciate y'all's support and would encourage you to contact your local affiliates and see about getting involved in some way, shape, or form, because I guarantee they're about to start contacting y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor for me to be up here with these recognizing Habitat for Humanity. It was started by Millard and Linda Fuller in Americus, Georgia. Two very dear friends of mine. Millard has passed, but Miss Linda still lives in Americus and is working with the Fuller Center of Housing, continuing the hard work that her husband and she started over the years. I had the good fortune of being the local affiliate president for several years and involved in that organization. And the thing that I love most about Habitat was it offered people an opportunity to get out of poverty and to actually acquire an asset, home ownership, and taught them responsibility. So I'd like to congratulate all the volunteers that work for Habitat and all that they do. I think it's a wonderful organization, and I appreciate what y'all all do. And if it's okay, I'd like to take one more liberty. Earlier when I spoke about the CASA folks, I forgot to recognize them in the gallery. If there are any more CASA people here, would y'all please stand in the gallery and let us recognize y'all? Couple of them? Okay, thank you.
On your desk is some information on Habitat for Humanity, so please look over that, and we thank you all again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thanks.
Chair recognizes Chairman Morris, Chairman Sims, Chairman Dempsey, and Representative Turner for a morning order.
Where's Representative Turner? Let's see here. Okay, well, we'll move on. Actually, I'm standing in, here comes Representative Turner. Actually, I'm standing in for Representative Harbin, who is the sponsor of what's commonly known as Ava's Law. And what we are here today to do is honor her mother, Anna Bullard, for her unceasing, and I don't see, Anna's not in the gallery, but I'm sure all of you know what she looks like by now because she's been to all of your offices, encouraging us, and rightly so, to try to help more parents and families who are coping with the growing condition, autism. There's very few families that aren't affected by it. But the most thing that she has been trying to preach and that I have learned from her and that we need to recognize as a body is that autism isn't just about coping with the condition. You can actually thrive with the condition of autism if we have early intervention. So we want to, again, honor Anna Bullard and her supporters. She's a constituent of mine, and we're very proud of her at home. And we want her to keep up the good work in pushing for more recognition and to have more people with autism covered for early intervention. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chair wants to recognize in the gallery the grandmother of the governor's floor leader, Representative Nimmer. Granny Smith, I can't see you. You're behind the barrier up there, but would you stand up? 88 years old. We're glad to have you with us. Representative Nimmer, did I understand that this is her first visit to the Capitol? We get to see her grandson. We're honored to have you. All right, we're going to recognize some very distinguished Georgians. Clerk will read the caption to an invite resolution. House will be in order. House will be in order. Clerk will read the caption.
House Resolution 1062 by Representative Riley of the 50th, Ralston the 7th, Tankersley the 160th, Epps the 144th, Bentley of the 139th, and others. Commending the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia on the occasion of its centennial anniversary and inviting its staff to be recognized by the House of Representatives and for other purposes.
Chair recognizes Governor's floor leader, Representative Riley, for an invite resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to invite my colleagues who were former county commissioners to join us quickly up on the dais. Today I've got the great honor to introduce Chairman of the Dawson County Commission, Mike Berg, who is also the president this year of ACCG, as they celebrate their 100th anniversary of service in Georgia. I'd like to ask you all to help me welcome Chairman Mike Berg.
Thank you very much. I know I'm supposed to keep this short, and so I will. On the dais with me, I have Charlotte Nash, who's our first vice president from Gwinnett. Yeah, got that right. Clinton Perry from Taylor County, who is our past president. Kevin Little from Walton, who is going to be president after me. And then Ross King in the back, who is our director. On behalf of the county commissioners of the state of Georgia, thank you very much for honoring us with this resolution for our 100th year anniversary. We work well when we work together, and we do that very well, so thank you very much.
But We're about to recognize some distinguished Georgians. The clerk will read the caption to an invite resolution.
House Resolution 1202 by Representatives McCall, the 33rd, Carter, the 175th, Roberts, the 155th, Williams, the 119th, Kaiser, the 59th, and others. Recognizing February 4th, 2014 as Equine Youth Day at the State Capitol, inviting the world champions to be recognized by the House of Representatives and for other purposes.
Chair recognizes Chairman McCall for an invite resolution.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today is, again, Youth Equine Day at the Capitol. You know, we recognize a lot of state champion sports teams up here. These ladies are world champion equine people. They are in different disciplines, different breeds. We have Savannah Guest, and Amelia Shipman, and Miss Jordan Carpenter, and there's an array of other equine champions up in the gallery. At this time, I'd like to get Jordan to give y'all an invite.
Thank you all for coming, and y'all are all welcome to come down to the depot to eat some food.
If only we all could be that short and quick. My office sent each and every one of y'all a list of the world champions and the equine people, youth equine people from your district, so y'all will be able to write them a note. But thank you very much.
The House is about to recognize another distinguished group of Georgians. The chair recognizes Chairman McCall for an invite resolution. Clerk will read the caption to the invite resolution.
House Resolution 1164 by Representatives McCall, the 33rd, Roberts, the 155th, Jaspers, the 11th, Bentley of the 139th, Dickey, the 140th, and others. Recognizing February 4th, 2014 as Veterinary Medicine Day at the State Capitol, and inviting representatives from the Georgia veterinary medical community to be recognized by the House of Representatives and for other purposes.
And now the chair recognizes Chairman McCall.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. These two kind of go together when you're talking about horses and veterinarians. Today is Veterinarian Day at the Capitol. The Georgia Veterinary Medical Association is over 100 years old, and they represent veterinarians across the state. Y'all's view of a veterinarian is probably different than my view of one. When y'all use a vet, it's probably to take care of your dog or your cat. When a vet comes to my farm, he's got a whole lot bigger job to do because I've done all I know how to do on a cow, which has probably got the cow in worse shape than if I'd have just called a vet to start with. So we have up here with us today the Veterinary Medical Association President Joe Morrow, the State Board of Veterinary Medicine President Dr. John Sundstrom, and University Vet School President Dr. Sheila Allen, and she said we could give them any more money than we needed to. Veterinary Medical Association Committee Chairman Dr. Vince Obstinick, and the Medical Association Veterinary Day Capital Organizer Dr. Jill Lancaster. So, Dr. Joe?
Good morning. I know that you really want to get back to your work this morning and be very brief. Thank you Mr. Speaker and members of the House of Representatives, it is a privilege to speak to you about veterinary medicine. As president of the Georgia Veterinary Medical Association, I'm here to be the voice of veterinary profession in regard to legislative matters, as well as the authority of health issues affecting the veterinary profession. Today, more than 3,500 veterinarians are represented in our state as practicing veterinarians, clinical practice, teaching, research, regulatory medicine, public health, and military service. And as the other family doctor, today's veterinarians are the only medical professionals educated to protect the health of both the animals and the public. Perhaps this is the consumer survey that always says that veterinary profession is one of the best professions of all. The trust that people give veterinarians is significant. Veterinarians treat pretty much every species of animals, and they play a critical role in the agribusiness, one of the most significant in Georgia. But in addition, environmental protection, food safety, animal welfare, and public welfare. I would like to just say a personal note. For the past 15 years, I've been a member of the governor's appointed advisory committee at the Little White House in Warm Springs, Georgia. I would like to just say thank you, Representative Debbie Buckner, for all that you have done for Meriwether County, for the people in that area, for the Roosevelt Institute. You have done an outstanding job, and we appreciate it very much. Before leaving the podium, I really would like to make a simple request. When considering legislation pertaining to animals and public health for this session or future sessions, it would be wonderful if you would use the assets that you have available. Use the veterinarians in your counties that you deal with. Employ the veterinarians from the University of Georgia at the veterinary school. They can give you a wealth of information that is factual and science-based perspective, not in just an emotional reaction. Veterinarians are the source of reason, and in the welfare community, they can be a significant asset. Thank you very much for your attention this morning, and God bless you.
Chair recognizes Representative Williams for a morning order.
It's not on. Thank you, Madam Chairman. You know, it's always good to have a second chance. It was not intentional. I did not recognize. I have you all to give the group from Hidden Hills and other areas a warm clap But before I do that, I want to first of all apologize for giving a shout out to the mother of civil rights. And in keeping with the Black History Month, I would like to recognize Rosa Parks, the mother of civil rights movement. She was born in Alabama on February the 4th, 1913, as a granddaughter of a former slave, the daughter of a carpenter and a school teacher. She was homeschooled until age 11 and then attended 2 segregated schools before entering Alabama State College. At age 20, she married Raymond Parks, a barber and the person responsible for her joining the NAACP. She became very well known and respected in the Black community as a civil rights advocate. On December the 1st, 1955, she disregarded an order to surrender her seat, her bus seat, to a white passenger and was arrested. The act triggered the Montgomery bus boycott and set in motion the segregation of public transportation. It was also the turning point in the civil rights movement. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, would you give the group from Hidden Hills and other parts of DeKalb County a big warm welcome? Please stand up. And they're sitting in the gallery over there. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I yield the well.
Chair recognizes Representative Beasley Teague for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Wrong paper. But anyway, I'm down here to talk to you about the health care insurance for state employees. If you would check your mail, you just received a letter about the newly negotiated items for our health insurance. Well, if you check that, those of you that might have gold, like some of the state employees and myself, we have made a decision, thank you, without all of the proper information. I believe that if the state wanted to do right by its people, state employees and others, and Lord, that they would allow the change that they just made after the negotiations and we signed up for insurance, they would allow them to let us make another change, make a change on our insurance tomorrow. Because people in here are paying as much as $2,000 too much had they have had all of the information in front of them when they decided to pick their insurance carrier or pick the gold plan. This is very serious when you have as many people as the state of Georgia has as employees, and they're paying all of this money that's not necessary, and they're paying the same deductibles as the persons that pick the bottom of the barrel. Can y'all help us with this? Can I get your attention? Can I? Can you help the state employees, which are your constituents, and yourself? Thank you.
Chair recognizes the chairman of the Public Safety and Homeland Security Committee, Chairman Alan Powell, for a morning order. Chairman Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and ladies and gentlemen of the House. Today's a very special day. Today is the 42nd Annual Firefighters Appreciation Day, and I'm sure y'all probably heard the lovely serenade of bagpipe music down there. I just want to assure you that that's not your funeral dirge that you're hearing, but honoring the folks who come to this state, come to your capital once a year. They're your neighbors, they're your local employees, they're the folks who you don't see a lot of or hear a lot out of them until you need them. And God help you if you need them, because you'll be losing something, maybe even your life. Speaker Ralston and I are sponsoring a resolution honoring them today. And I would like to lay this up, and I would like each and every one of y'all to see fit to come up and sign this resolution honoring your firefighters on this 42nd anniversary of Appreciation Day. And also be prepared, hopefully they'll stop by and pay you a visit after lunch today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right, we're about to go to the rules calendar. We're about to go on to the rules calendar. Clerk will read the caption to House Bill 829. House Bill 829.
House Bill 829 by Representative Willard of the 51st to amend Code Section 9-11-4.1 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to certified process servers so as to change the sunset and legislative review provisions and for other purposes. This bill having come before the Committee on Judiciary, the committee recommends the same do pass and be read for the third time.
Chair recognizes the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Chairman Willard, to present the bill.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've got a short rules calendar today. I believe this was our one bill, and let me tell you briefly what we're doing. Back in, I believe, 2008 or 9, we enacted some legislation which set up a procedure for private process servers to go through a required training, statutory training, and also to become certified after testing. They passed a test. This system is working well. We put a sunset provision in there to check on how well it was doing. It seems to be going very well, but there was a long delay in trying to get all this implemented through administrative office of courts and other ways. So what we thought would be best to do is to extend the sunset date, and hopefully we'll take it away before it reaches that point, but we're moving it from 2015 for an additional 5 years to 2020. That's all the bill is intending to do. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I'd be happy to yield the well if there's no questions.
There are no questions.
I ask for your very favorable support to this fine piece of legislation.
Gentleman has yielded the well. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? The chair hears none. The previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? The chair hears none. The report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All those in favor of the passage of House Bill 829 will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? Have all members now voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the passage of House Bill 829. The ayes are 163, the nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Clerk will read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. The clerk will read.
The following 6 invite resolutions will be read and referred to the Committee on Rules. Commending Georgia State University, recognizing February 5th, 2014 as Georgia State University Day. Commending the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia on the occasion of its centennial anniversary. Recognizing February 19, 2014 as the second annual legislative fly-in at the state capitol. Honoring Mr. Jim Chambers and inviting him to be recognized by the House. Commending Georgia Southern University and inviting Dr. Brooks A. Keel to be recognized by the House. commending Brooks Rooker and inviting her to be recognized by the House of Representatives. Honoring the life and memory of Edward R. Needham, recognizing March 3, 2014 as Georgia Center for Oncology Research and Education Day, commending Zesta Yancey Hilliard, and for other purposes. That completes the readings of privileged resolutions.
Is there objection to the adoption of the privileged resolutions? The chair hears none. The resolutions are adopted. What purpose does Chairman Knight rise?
Make a motion.
State your motion.
I'd like to make a motion that House Bill 409 be moved from the State Planning and Committee Affairs to the Ag and Consumer Affairs Committee.
Clerk will read the caption.
House Bill 409 by Representative Knight of the 130th to amend Chapter 60, Title 36 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the provisions applicable to counties and municipal corporations.
On the motion of Chairman Knight that House Bill 409 be withdrawn from the State Planning and Community Affairs Committee and committed to the Agriculture and Consumer Affairs Committee, is there objection to the motion? Chair hears none, and it is so ordered. We had another morning order too we didn't get to that we're going to do now. Chair recognizes the chairman of the Banks and Banking Committee, Chairman Morris, for a morning order. He's joined, just a minute, representatives. Now, I didn't hear the majority leader make a motion. So when members are in the well, I'm going to ask you to remain in your seats and give attention and respect to the members as you would want them to do to you. If you have matters upon which the future of this nation depends that you need to talk about, then you can take that to the anterooms or the hallway. Chair recognizes the chairman of the Banks and Banking Committee, Chairman Morris, who is joined by Chairman Dempsey and by Representative Harbin for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, we're doing a continuation of the original morning order that we came up. We are now joined by the Bullards, and we were talking about autism and early intervention and the gallant fight that this little girl's mother has fought on behalf of all Georgians, families that are affected by autism. And I wanted you to see and meet Ava because, again, The important thing about this family is not only their determination, which is great, but the example they set for families with autism and hope, because they are living proof, a visual reminder that you can not only cope with autism, but with early intervention, you can thrive if you're autistic. So at this time, I want Ava, honey, would you stand up and let everybody see you and recognize you and your mother and your family for all your hard work with autism. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good job.
Chair recognizes Representative Welch for a morning order. Representative Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just want to welcome the Butts County leadership. They're here today in the gallery. If y'all would please stand, we just want to recognize you today. Thank you for coming.
I think that completes our morning orders. All right, if you've signed up to make an announcement, then please be ready to go. We're going to do page photographs up here beginning now. If you have pages here, please report to the rostrum. The chair recognizes Chairman Hatchett of the Majority Caucus for an announcement. Chairman Hatchett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Majority Caucus will meet this afternoon at 4 o'clock and 3:41. 4 o'clock and 3:41. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the chair of the Intergovernmental Coordination Committee, Chairman Tankersley, for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have an Intergovernmental Coordination Committee meeting today at 2 p.m. in room 406 of CLOB. Thank you.
Chairman recognizes the Chairman of the Motor Vehicles Committee, Chairman Rice, for an announcement.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to announce that tomorrow morning at 7:15 in room 403, Legislative Fellowship will be meeting till 8 o'clock in the morning. Come on up and get a boost to your day. Have a great day.
Chair recognizes Chairman Chokas, Chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, for an announcement. Chairman Chokas, he's not in line. We'll get him momentarily. Chair recognizes Chairman Burns, Chair of the Game Fish and Parks Committee, for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Subcommittee on Highway Regulations will meet at 2 o'clock in room 403. We will take up House Bill 195, Chairman Setzler's bill, and immediately after that, in the same room, Game Fish and Parks will have its regular meeting this week. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Chairman Reinders for an announcement. Chairman Reinders.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The budget work continues. Members of the General Government Subcommittee on Appropriations will meet today at 1:30 in room 506 of the CLOB. General Appropriations, 1:30, 506 CLOB. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Chairman Setzler for an announcement. Chairman Setzler.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the Non-Civil Judiciary Committee, Subcommittee, the Setzler Subcommittee, will be meeting tomorrow morning. You did not get an announcement on your desk yet. We'll get this to your office. But Subcommittee 2 will be meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Representative Gravely wanted a nice and early meeting, so 8 a.m. to 9:30. Subcommittee 2 to take up 4 bills tomorrow morning, room 132.
Now the chair recognizes the chairman of the Committee on Information and Audits, Chairman Chokas, for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Whoa. The Committee on Information and Audits will meet this afternoon at 1 o'clock in 403 of the Capitol, just right upstairs. Information and Audits, 403 of the Capitol, 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the chairman of the Banks and Banking Committee, Chairman Morris, for an announcement. Chairman Morris.
The Banks and Banking Committee will be meeting at 2 o'clock today to discuss, to vote on the 2 bills that we left on the calendar yesterday. We shouldn't be very long. I appreciate your attendance. 2 p.m.
Okay, again, we got page photographs at the rostrum upon adjournment. Chair recognizes the majority leader of the House for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move this House now stand in recess until 5 p.m. today, at which time we shall adjourn until 10 o'clock a.m. Wednesday morning, February 5th, 2014.
The majority leader of the House has moved that this House stand in recess until 5 o'clock p.m. today, whereupon we would be adjourned until 10 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday, February the 5th, 2014. All those in favor of that motion, please say aye. All those opposed will say no. The ayes clearly have it. This House will be in recess until 5 o'clock p.m., at which time we will adjourn until 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning.